For the next several minutes, I'm not simply going to speak at you. I'm going to guide you through something. This won't just be words. This will be a transformation, a subtle yet powerful internal shift. Because by the time we reach the end of this moment together, you won't just intellectually grasp what's been silently holding you back all this time. You'll feel it begin to loosen its grip. Something within you will begin to rewire itself. You'll begin to perceive the world through a new lens, not just your thoughts, but the entire structure of your personal reality that's been quietly molding itself around you, unnoticed. And once that awareness clicks into place, it's like puzzle pieces aligning perfectly. What once felt chaotic or unreachable suddenly feels like it belongs, like it's already yours. So, here's what I invite you to do. For the next few minutes, set aside every distraction. Turn down the volume of the outside world. Give yourself permission to be fully present. Just for now. Because what you're about to take in isn't merely information. It's not just something to learn. It's something to embody. A shift to step into. So, let's take the first step. I want you to travel back in your memory. Return to a specific point in your life when something you deeply desired simply wouldn't come to fruition. Maybe it was a romantic connection you craved, a job opportunity that seemed just out of reach, or a dream you poured your energy into. You wanted it so badly that it consumed your thoughts. You hoped, waited, visualized, maybe even obsessed. And still, nothing. No matter what you tried, it slipped through your fingers. Now, contrast that with another moment. A situation where something amazing unfolded with zero effort. You barely even considered it. Perhaps you weren't even attached to the outcome. And then boom, it happened. Like the universe whispered, "Here, take this." Almost like magic, right? But why? Why do the things we chase seem to retreat, while the things we barely focus on seem to arrive with ease? What's going on behind the scenes? Here's the truth. There's a hidden principle at work, a subtle but profound mechanism that shapes your experiences. And most people have never been taught to see it. Some ignore it entirely. Others don't even realize it's real. Let me break it down. Because once you comprehend what's actually going on, I'll show you a clear, powerful way to start leveraging this force on purpose. You'll no longer be at the mercy of randomness. You'll become the conscious architect of your reality. And once you begin to apply this, things will shift quickly. What used to feel unattainable will begin to move toward you, effortlessly, naturally. So listen closely now. This is the turning point. Reality, the universe, your personal world, isn't a rigid structure acting upon you. It's a responsive mirror. It reflects who you're being in each moment. And this is where most people get it twisted. You're not waiting on reality to shift. Reality is waiting on you to change. Pause and reflect on that. Think about how many times you craved something so deeply, but it seemed to stay just out of reach. And then, once you stopped clinging to it, once you finally released your grip, there it was. As if the very act of letting go opened the door. That's not coincidence. That's resonance. That's the law at work. When you chase, obsess, or grasp for something, what you're actually doing, energetically, is announcing to the universe, "I don't have this." And the universe, being a faithful mirror, confirms your declaration by continuing to reflect lack. But the moment you release, when you stop checking, stop obsessing, stop needing, something changes. It's not that you stopped caring. It's that you subtly became the version of yourself who already has it. And that inner shift changes everything. Suddenly, you're aligned. This is the core of what Neville Goddard was pointing to when he said, "Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled." He wasn't encouraging you to wish or to hope. He was instructing you to embody the state of already having it. Assumption isn't passive. It's not about waiting. It's about knowing. When you truly assume that something is already yours, you stop chasing. You don't seek signs. You don't ask, "Where is it?" Because in your inner reality, it's already done. Already here. And that's why sometimes, paradoxically, doing nothing becomes the most powerful move. Because once you've internally decided it's yours, you stop resisting. You stop doubting. You stop pushing against the very current that could carry it to you. That's when things begin to rearrange. That's when opportunities, people, resources, and events begin to align, seemingly out of nowhere. And you've probably noticed this pattern before. The things you've desperately wanted often take forever. The things you've felt detached from, they seem to appear like magic. Why is that? Because when you're detached, you're not sending out signals of lack. You're not in resistance. You're not micro-controlling every outcome. You're not lingering in a state of waiting. You're open, receptive, and that openness is magnetic. So here's the million-dollar question. How do you apply this in a real, grounded way? How do you attract what you deeply desire without pretending not to care? Because let's be honest, you can't fake true detachment. You can't just say, okay, I don't care anymore, while still clinging to the outcome underneath. That's not surrender. That's a performance. And reality doesn't respond to the performance. It responds to the energy, to the frequency of your authentic state. So the real question becomes, how do you let go without forcing detachment? How do you reach that place of alignment where desire exists, but need does not? Where you can want something deeply, without collapsing into desperation. That's exactly what I'm here to walk you through. This is the doorway. Right now, stay with me. The first crucial step? Stop pursuing. Stop chasing. Right now, even if you weren't aware of it, you've likely been operating from a place of I need this to happen. And that inner posture? It's keeping you stuck. Every time you wonder, where is it? Or why hasn't it shown up yet? You're reinforcing the belief that it's not yours. You're feeding the very separation you're trying to close. But the moment you begin to shift into a mindset of certainty, of embodiment, as if it's already done, that's when the game changes. That's when reality starts to bend in your favor. And from here, the path begins to unfold. And here's the truth. If you already possessed it, you wouldn't still be searching for it. So let me pose a question. If what you wanted was already yours, how would that make you feel? Would you feel nervous or uneasy? Certainly not. Would you be constantly looking around for proof or checking your phone every few minutes? Not at all. Would you be plagued with doubt? No. You'd be calm, composed, filled with confidence. You'd feel assured. That's the exact frequency that draws what you desire directly into your life. Because the moment you stop hunting for evidence, the instant you release the need to see signs or track progress, you shift. You move into the vibration of already being in possession of it. And that shift is magnetic. It's what naturally attracts what you're asking for without resistance or struggle. So from this point forward, I want you to stop chasing it. Stop fixating on the when, the how, the if. Stop obsessively wondering when it will arrive. Instead, I want you to embrace the feeling of certainty. Step into the mindset of knowing. Own the vibration of already having received it. And once you do, you'll begin to notice something powerful. Everything starts to realign. The pieces begin to fall into place. Life starts rearranging itself around your new energy. But I'm not going to leave you hanging here. I'm going to walk you through exactly how to maintain this new state without slipping back into the old patterns of doubt and impatience. Stick with me here. This is important. Now we enter the second phase. After you've released the urge to chase, the next crucial step is learning to remain in that elevated state of receiving, without slipping back into the frequency of lack. And this is where many people falter. At first, you might feel empowered. You may even say to yourself, yes, I've got it. It's already mine. But then, time starts passing. Maybe a few hours go by, or a day, maybe two. Then, out of nowhere, that sneaky little voice reappears, whispering, but where is it? That moment right there, that is your real test. Because the second you begin searching again, doubting again, checking again, you're energetically undoing everything you've built. You slide right back into the energy of absence, the vibration of not yet. So how do you avoid falling into that trap? Here's the secret. You must make peace with the unknown. Accept that you don't need to know the exact time, the method, or the pathway. Read that again. Make peace with uncertainty. Because this is the threshold where true transformation begins. Many people can hold a belief briefly, but few are willing to surrender the timeline. Few are comfortable releasing control of the how. But if you can genuinely let go, you become unstoppable. Why? Because the instant you detach from when it's coming, you send a powerful signal to the universe. You already have it. And when you're no longer checking, No longer waiting with desperation, no longer frantically searching for clues. It flows to you naturally. It has no other option. So from this point forward, whenever doubt creeps in, resist the urge to react. Do nothing. Observe the thought, then let it drift away. Because when you can sit in that space, with full trust, with peace, with openness, you enter the realm of effortless receiving. And that's where the magic happens. That's when everything starts moving in your direction without you needing to push. Now, let's move into the final step. The phase that seals the deal, that locks the process into place for good. Stay with me. Step 3. At this point, you've already taken the two most vital actions. First, you've let go of the pursuit. You're no longer operating from lack, no longer hoping, striving, or waiting. Second, you've stabilized your energy. You've practiced staying grounded in the feeling of already having it, even in the face of uncertainty. Now comes the final, essential part, allowing it to unfold without interfering. And this is where many people stumble. Because after they've stopped striving and embraced belief, they expect an immediate shift. They start thinking, okay, I'm doing everything right. So where is it? And that one single thought, full of impatience, pulls them right back into resistance. But here's what most people don't realize. There is always a space, a gap, between belief and its physical reflection. That gap is not a delay, it's a process of alignment. The universe isn't denying you. It's synchronizing. It's adjusting the details of your life to meet the frequency you're emitting. So in this third step, your job becomes simple. Live your life. Choose ease. Breathe deeply. Refuse to stress over what hasn't arrived. Because when you can exist in that place of calm knowing, when you can sit in the quiet before the arrival, you become a powerful magnet. That's when it comes. And here's the most beautiful part. It doesn't just arrive. It arrives with grace. It arrives in ways that feel smooth, joyful, and often more incredible than you ever anticipated. So from this moment on, when uncertainty creeps in, when impatience tries to take over, don't fight it. Don't chase. Don't scramble. Do nothing. Not because you don't care, but because you've decided that it's already done. And once you can stand in that truth, unwavering and still, you'll never need to chase again. Because everything you've ever wanted will begin finding its way to you. It'll come seeking you. That's the truth of manifestation. It's not about taking more action. It's about opening up to receive. It's about trusting so deeply that the very need to force or control dissolves. When you stop needing, when you stop checking, when you stop waiting, everything starts clicking into place. Naturally, effortlessly. You don't need to force it to happen. You don't need to beg the universe for signs. You don't need to ask when or how. Because once you genuinely embody the state of already having it, reality will begin bending to match that inner certainty. Now, the decision is yours. You can return to overanalyzing, questioning, doubting, or you can choose the one move that changes absolutely everything. Stillness, trust, allowing. So here's what I want you to do next. Type in the comments below, I let go and it flows. Say it like you mean it. Claim it. Feel it settle in your bones. Let that be your declaration. And if this message struck a chord within you, if it moved something inside you, then like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone else who needs to hear these words. Because sometimes, the most powerful move you can make is no move at all.